if you were to watch your own video of you squatting and say exactly what you do and where you feel the tension from the time you approach the bar to the time that you rack the bar, what is that sequence of events?
It's so natural. I'm trying to think how.
At this point, it's automatic. So
it's
back, right? So, you grab the bar first? I
grab the bar. Basically, and what I do is like I look down. I kind of create like a line as like a where to put my feet at, as like an imaginary line to show where like this is where I need to put my feet at, to kind of line them up for myself. And that's where I'll line my feet up to try to get them as to get my stance, to get them as even as possible. And then once I get in, and I pull my shoulders in to the bar to create as much tension as possible. And then once then I can just pick.
So when you say in, you're pulling them this way or down?
In.
All in. Yeah. Okay. All right. So all in. And then before you do the pick, do you do like a mini pick just to make sure your feet are grounded?
Not at that point, no.
Okay.
At that point, I'm wedged in already. I don't have to do it at that point.
So where do you take your air? Do you take it when your hips are back or after you wedge in?
After I wedge in.
Okay. So here, then you wedge in, then pull.
Yeah.
Right. And then how's the air pull before the pick?
As I'm picking the bar. Yeah.
So then after you pick the bar, do you pull more air?
I pull more, yeah.
Okay. And then break with your hips, knees first, or both at the same time?
Both at the same time.
And then where do you feel the tension when you break? On your quads? Where are you trying to feel it? Say if on the way down, where am I going with it? All right. So if it's a max lift and you kind of have to strain, right? It still takes the same, 5 seconds. But in your head, it feels like a fucking hour, right?
Yeah.
And when it comes through there, you feel tension. Like on the way down, you're feeling tension on the way down. And if you feel the tension in some weird ass place, you shift to put it back where it should be.
Usually my quads in at that point.
Okay, so on the way down, you're feeling the quads.
Yeah.
Like if you start to feel your glutes or hamstrings, you would correct.
Correct, yeah.
Right? And that would just shift.
Shift it further.
Yeah, okay. So then as you get down, is somebody calling you up, or what are you feeling to be able to know when they come back up? Pressure.
Pressure, basically.
Yeah.
I've gotten really good at like knowing, based off my speed and just kind of knowing, I kind of can tell where my depth needs to be. The lower I go, the faster I come out of the hole.
Yeah.
Usually if you, when I start cutting, that's when you start seeing where it is slow at that point. That's because I'm not trying at that point. But like when I'm actually push, it just comes seamlessly at that like that. So
now if you begin to misgroove it a little bit on the way up, where does that happen?
Usually midway.
All right. And then how do you correct that?
My body just automatically corrects it for me. Really, honestly.
Yeah.
It automatically just corrects the work. Sean has me do some of these exercises that my body just corrects itself, and I keep my back tight, and it just automatically I just go straight up.
Okay. So you're using training to compensate what that's going to be, which it sounds like you're going to fall forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. So you're using the training to be able to build the static strength. So when that happens, it's automatic.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are some of the movements that the good mornings, the good morning squats?
The good mornings, that's where the good mornings come in to help. The lunges, the reverse hypers, the GHRs, those things come in help handy right there.
All right. So if we move on to the bench, how's that work as far as your setup?
That is very unconventional at times.
What do you mean at times?
I mean, I could be crooked. as Sean would say, you're crooked on your bench, but like it works.
That's because you were partying the night before still, because you're still doing that shit, right? Yeah.
I'm too old now, but I'm crooked sometimes with my bench, but like he's like, you've been 600 pounds. It's like, I'm not going to mess with it. We'll just keep it as is. We'll just try to work with that.
All right. Well, either way, when you're lying down, what are you trying to get tight?
My lats.
And then how do you do that? Is it shoulder blades together? Or
shoulder blades together. I pull my shoulder blades together, and I kind of I try to create a little arch. I really don't need an arch too much because my back is so wide, so I really don't need it too much. But basically, I do this, and I grab the bar, and I let the bar create the tension for me on that.
What do you mean?
So when I grab the bar, I let the bar, create tension like that. And once that's why sometimes I get self on rack a lot of times with the weight. I really don't have to have a handoff. I like to if I have someone there, but sometimes if I don't, I can do it myself.
Yeah. Well, you don't start super low, right? Because you start high, it's easier for that self handoff, right? Kind of like we saw. If somebody pushes that a little low, it kind of fucks you up.
Yeah.
You got to, kick it back to be able to do that. And then out of the I don't want to say heave, but do you let it sink or do you stay tight on the pause?
I can't heave in comp, so I have to I've gotten to just a soft touch and then go from there.
All right. And then how would you explain leg drive, or do you not have it at all?
Sean tells me I don't have leg drive, so
well, you do. It's tightness.
It's tightness. I've gotten better over the years. I've gotten better to use my legs and learn how to create tension, but basically I don't know if it's considered leg drive in my opinion.
No, I mean, I saw you bench yesterday. Everything's tight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know what miracle is going to happen.
Yeah.
From that, because everything's tight and it's all locked in. The lockout can get a little weird. So how do you go about? Is that where you find your weak point is?
At times, yeah. Depends on, usually I'm very off the chest. I'm very quick off the chest. It's usually finishing off. You finish in the last bit. My triceps, depending on how my triceps are, that's where I have my issues at. Usually it's locking out. Yeah. It's always been kind of like an issue for me on bench.
Well, I'm wondering, and this is why I ask about the early childhood stuff. You're an explosive lifter. You can come out of the squat fast. You can come out of the bench fast. Deadlift's a static lift, but and if we dial that all back, you played football. Yeah. Everything was explosive. The plyometrics earlier. You don't want to do them now. You fucking kill yourself.
No.
But inherently it's all there. Your brain knows, boom, go. And that will get it started. Right.
But finishing
is a different thing, in the squat, if you're to misgroove that, is that past midpoint? So you come up, it's not right out of the hole, right?
No, it's usually if I misgroove, I'm basically it's past midpoint, honestly, almost every time.
So that's just building that fucking grind to finish. Yeah. So what do you do to build the grind to finish the bench?
Probably more tricep work.
Yeah.
More board work. Usually more bands. Usually a lot more band work we'll do to work on that, honestly.
So you like to still keep in the full range of motion, but then just overload the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's basically what we'll do a lot of, and that usually works. It just usually after squats, usually just after the meet, I would always lose percentage.
Yeah.
It just gets a little bit tank, so it's always like a hit or miss after that. But I've hit 6 a few times in a meet, and then I've been missed plenty of times in a meet. So it's just depends on where my energy is.
Do you find the faster the rest between the squat and the bench, the better or the worse? I asked
the best. The best. I rather I like breaks, but I don't like too long of breaks. That's too long. I get too what it is. I get more tired, honestly.
Well, the fatigue
builds up. I'd rather keep going and get me through, and then I'd rather finish quickly than taking so much time. Honestly.
Yeah. Now with the deadlift, how do you feel about setting that up?
Just
right.
At that point, let's just get our opener so we don't bomb out. Honestly, let's get our opener.
Now, even before that, how much warm up do you even do for it? Do you do any?
Yeah, so for that, we'll train as we're just starting to meet all over again. So I'm go back to stretching and then doing everything over. We'll start with the bar and we'll work up to I think 600
in the warm up, or
You
don't think you're already warmed up from the squat?
But depending on how the meet is going, he likes to kind of restart it up a little bit, just to kind of get me through it, and then kind of just like work through the mechanics. Because I'm not a good deadlifter. It's not like you can just pick it up and go. So like we gotta like
the form, the technique.
Yeah, the re-drill me and everything.
Yeah.
So. And we'll work up to 600. And usually my opener is around 650, 660, and hit that, and we'll just kind of like play from there, honestly, for the next two.
So when you approach the bar and you line it up, are you lining midfoot? Like, where do you line the bar up?
Midfoot.
And then do you roll the bar?
No, I used to, and that was just 50-50, honestly, doing that.
Yeah.
So we got to the point where like we can't do that. We'll just like line you up midfoot and just wedge in and squeeze into it. And that's where I learned not start doing beltless. And I've been doing that for the past couple years, because when I start wearing a belt, I started rushing because I couldn't breathe. So I was like, I need to just get it up, and that's when I was like missing.
Yeah.
And now like I learned not to use a belt now, and like I can fit into it better, and I can stay in there more now. So it's gotten a lot better because of that.
Are you able to get your armpits like right in line with the bar?
Yeah, a lot better now. Yeah.
And breathe.
Yeah.
So you're not breathing after you're in that position. So when do you breathe?
After before.
Right before.
Yeah.
And just hope to hell you can hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that becomes a big man problem there. That's why I asked about the rolling, because a lot of guys that are your size, they get the air before they roll, and then they're able to keep it, but it's a tricky thing.
It is. It's a 50-50. You either hit it or you don't hit it.
Yeah, and if you don't, you're fucked.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody's in your gym and you're teaching them how to squat, so now different scenario, right? So a real world scenario. So they have they already have training experience. They come, probably like most of the people that are going to make their way to the gym that you train at. They have some experience, and you're kind of watching them squat, and they're going to be receptive. What are the things that you see that you're trying to help them correct?
More so, I'm not going to care so much about your depth right away. Just I want to see how your technique is, and most of a lot of time, if I see it's like they're trying to think of what's the most. They look so unsafe. Try to create a good base for them, like how to stack their feet, how to root their feet. It's the main thing I try to help them with. And teach them how to, like, when a lot of them, they walk out, they don't use a mono, and teach them when they walk out, like how to like redirect and like teach them how to brace. It's one of the things I try to help as much as I can with them with that.
So with the feet, how do you go about teaching them the rooting, I guess is what we're talking about? Yeah,
so I teach them once they walk, it's like how to root and to like fit their feet into it. And kind of keep them stacked.
Yeah.
In a sense. And basically one of the things I like is like I want them in their strong position where like I can touch you and you're not going to move, basically. And that's how you should squat, in my opinion.
And then how do you go about teaching them how to brace? Which actually with the group that you're talking about, is the rooting a higher priority in your view than the bracing? They're both really important. Okay.
They are, but it's nothing like. That's something I'll show if they've been doing it for a little bit longer. I'll show them that. More so just teaching them the basic mechanics. If I'm just seeing it from the first time, just showing them the basic mechanics. Bracing, I'm still learning it myself.
Yeah.
So I teach them kind of like just learning how to like stay tight, and learning how to, some of them don't know how to use a belt. So I'm like teaching them how to use a belt and like just staying tight and staying how to compress with that.
Yeah. And then what about the bench?
Teaching them how to like, teaching them stay tight, honestly. A lot of them, they bench like this instead of like this. Yeah. So it's like a little bit different. Try to teach them with those things. And pulls, I'm probably the last person they want to ask.
Yeah.
We have some good deadlifters in our gym, so I let them to speak with them, honestly. So
what do they ask you then about the squat? Because I'm sure they're asking you about the squat.
Most of the time it's like, how do I squat 1,000 pounds? Most of that's the main question I get all the time.
So,
How do 1,000 pounds feel?
so what is what's the answer? Then what's the shithead answer? But then what's what you really want to say?
Yeah, yeah, basically. Usually I'll ask like how long it takes me to get there. Basically basic questions like how long I've been lifting, how long it took me to get to 1,000 pounds is usually what they'll ask. And they kind of just ask me some tips and stuff like that. Because usually it's not usually power lifters, it's usually just general power.
Yeah.
They'll ask.
Yeah.
It's the ones that help a lot. Try to help as much as I can.
All right. So you trained with Shane for a while. I think he's relocated.
Yes.
Right. When you think back, what's one of the most brutal sessions that you guys had together?
We had so many, it's hard to like.
And well, what's an example of one?
I think we were in the gym on a Saturday. I think we both had like 6 sets of 4. I think I had like 750 or something like that, and he like had like 700, and it was just us. And we basically had to like kind of spot ourselves
And run the model.
at the same time. Yeah.
So how'd that work out? Because
Basically, it will be like he will open the model and kind of spot me
and then just run
right. Yeah.
And then have to run back after you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a lifter, it's like an hour. It seems like an hour after.
Yeah.
You just got to run back around.
Yeah. We had those type of sessions. We had so many crazy sessions. We'll spend, usually our Saturdays are like 6 hours.
Really?
Yeah. It'll be brutal. A lot of times we're dicking around, fucking around, but we'll have our Saturdays are like brutal sessions.
Well, let's put some context in here just so people understand, right? So you're fucking around through the warm-up sets, but when the work sets start,
that's when we're business.
Then it's locked in. Then that movement's over. Then you fuck around.
Probably 10, 20 minutes to get like kind of give ourselves a little bit of break. 20 minutes. We'll fool around a little bit because then we usually have the deadlift after that.
Yeah.
And then we're kind of like, at that point, we're warming up. We're kind of shitting around a little bit. Then same again as we work. Then it's fucking business in. And then like accessories, that's where we're kind of like shitting around and shit.
Yeah. Okay.